Hey, it's me. Happy Easter! Today I'm back in my kitchen at home, and today I'm going to be baking a dirt cake. You may or may not have heard of a dirt cake, but I've always had them throughout childhood. I've grown up with dirt cakes. They're really, really delicious, really easy to make, and we like to put a cute little twist on ours, so I'm excited to be showing you that today. As I mentioned before, this is a very simple recipe. You're not going to need a lot of time to make it, so it's very convenient if you're looking for kind of a last-minute idea for a dessert for your Easter gathering. So what you're going to need for this recipe is 1 package of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of butter, 1 cup of confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar, 3.5 cups of 2% milk, 2 packages of instant vanilla pudding mix, 1 carton of frozen whipped topping, and 1 package of Oreo cookies that you're going to crush up for the dirt. You can also have some candy to decorate your cake with if you would like. Today I'm going to be using coconut flakes, a little bit of food coloring to make it look like grass, and some little candies that I got at the store. Alright, so let's get started. You're going to need a large mixing bowl. So in this large mixing bowl, we're going to put our cream cheese in. Our 1/4 cup of butter, so that's going to be about half of this stick. And I've had my butter sitting out for a little bit, so it is softer. And now, finally, a cup of powdered sugar. There we go. We're going to beat these 3 ingredients together until smooth. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to do a little taste test on my mixers because they're going to go in the wash anyway, so. Well, that is really yummy. I mean, it is sugar, butter, and cream cheese. How can you go wrong? So you're going to need 3.5 cups of cold 2% milk. So you're going to need quite a bit of milk. 1, 2, 3, and a 1/4, and a 1/4. I can't find my half cup. 2/4 make a half. And then both of our vanilla pudding mixes. And I can already smell the amazing smell of vanilla pudding. Now we're gonna whisk this for about 2 minutes. So now that the pudding has set for a little bit, I'm gonna slowly add it into my cream cheese butter sugar mixture. And it says to gradually do so. So we have to mix this, and then we're gonna add in our whipped topping. So now I have my Cool Whip, and it calls for about 12 ounces. Since this is a 16-ounce container, I'm going to use most of it. Okay, so we are going to gently add this. We want to make sure we add it to where it's just combined so that we don't lose the fluffiness of the Cool Whip. So now let's build our cake. So for building this cake, you're gonna need a 9x13 pan. I have crushed up an entire package of Oreo cookies. I used a food processor, so if you would like to skip the trouble of crushing your cookies by hand, grab you a food processor. For our crust, we're gonna need a cup and a third. I'm gonna spread that out by hand. You wanna get a nice even layer so that your cake has something to sit on. Now we are going to add half of our pudding mixture. I'm gonna do my very best not to mess up my crust layer. I'm gonna spread this around a little bit so that I can get my coverage, but I'm gonna try not to move anything around too much. If I can help it. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's just gonna get covered up, but I need to make sure I've got everything covered and that it can be kind of flat. There we go. There's that layer. Done, done, done. Now we add in about half of our remaining cookies. And then we add the rest of our pudding mixture. Just have to try and get it to stay where you want it to stay, or at least the cookies. You're trying to get the cookies to stay while you move around. Now we're gonna add the rest of our cookies on top to give us our dirt. I'm going to put this in the fridge for a little while to chill while I prepare my decorations. Now we're gonna create my decorations for this. So what I plan on doing is making nests for eggs. I want to use coconut flakes and some food coloring to make my nest. I have little speckled jelly beans to make some eggs with. I also have the options of some Peeps gummies and some hard candy by Peeps. So let's begin with the food coloring and the coconut, because this will be the most time consuming part. So I'm going to take a pretty good amount of coconut green. So we're gonna add the food coloring very gradually so that we don't have a pool of dye. I'm gonna start with two, one on kind of each side. This cake reminds me so much of Easter with my family. When I was younger, we would have pretty good sized family gatherings. This was usually the dessert that my family brought. And we would use those robin eggs because they look a little bit more realistic, and we would make little nests on top of the cake. I just have very fond memories of the gatherings that we had. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to do for Easter this year, I just thought of this cake and how nostalgic it is for me, and here it is. That's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna grab the cake. So I'm gonna start by making nests all over the cake. The goal is to put them kind of where you would have one per slice or so. If it doesn't work out perfectly, that's okay, because it's just decoration purposes. I'm going to take a little spoonful because I'm trying not to touch it as much as I can. And it does not have to be perfect. This can be a little messy, so don't worry so much about it being perfect. I'm going ahead and making some little dips in them to cradle my eggs. So the first thing are the star of the show, which are my eggs. And this is a very simple process, so it's not going to take me very long to add eggs. I may not use the green ones though because they're blending in. They taste good. They're very tangy. Of course, you may want to eat these before you eat the cake because I'm not sure that this very fruity flavor will work all that well with the cake. Very delicious. Now, I have Peeps gummies. They're marshmallow flavored. And those are going to be my birds. And the beauty about this being on a cake is that the decorations can kind of sink in and stand up. Now I'm going to take some of my Peeps bunnies, put them around. Oh, this is turning out so cute. And that is my decorated cake. So here's what the final product looks like. I've got some nests here with some chicks and bunnies. Different colored eggs in each one. I've got a variety of candies, including gummies, hard candy, and jelly beans, and then sweet coconut flakes. And we're done. So the final product is very cute. I'm not gonna pick it up. I don't want to risk ruining anything. But we have our Easter dirt cake done. Overall, this was a very easy process. I have done dirt cakes before, but for those of you who may not know, this is a no-bake cake. So it's very quick and easy to do as long as you can mix your materials and put them together and take a little time out of your day to create a masterpiece of a cake. This cake is very nostalgic to me, so I'm very glad that I got to make it for you all today. So hopefully you can use this as inspiration for your Easter get-together. My absolute favorite part was obviously the decorating, but I had such a great time making this cake from start to finish and making a cake that I know will be very nostalgic to eat, and it's fun to look at. So Every single slice will have some nice coconut on it, and it will taste good, and you'll have candy, cookies, and pudding all in one. So it's a big sugar fest. I really hope that you'll give this a try. Whether it's for Easter or something else, I hope you'll give this cake a try. It was super easy to make. I'm gonna go put this in the fridge for a little while so that it can be nice and chilled for when we eat it later. Happy Easter. I hope you all have a fantastic Easter. May it be filled with lots of fun memories that you will cherish for years to come. And with that, I will see you all next week. Tracy, you need to hold still. Lay down. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Scoot Chance. Chancey, what you doing, boy? Cece's trying to cook.